Hey, boys and girls, live with the weather report. Did somebody just do a Neff whistle? Are we? Yeah, we are live. Anyway, so Donald is over there with Darth, fucking up my weather report again. Like, you know, are you guys all muted? John,
no,
Scott.
Yeah, you told us to mute.
You know,
Come on, you
well,
can't
yeah, until the thing's over.
Oh, well, you didn't say that.
Okay, then. I guess it's on me then, right, Scott? Blame
It's
everything.
tough being in charge of a channel.
Blame everything on me. Poor
You
old.
didn't realize how much responsibility you had till you could dive right in, did you?
Yeah, well, I'm dealing with a cat. My one cat, the one cat I got left after I ate that other cat. So
What'd you do with his fur?
well, actually, that's the bread that you use that for breading. Basically, if you do it right,
Interesting.
if you do it right, you know you got to use a lot of bacon grease. It makes very interesting breading. Anyway, guys, well, should we play a little bit of Dak's stream? I don't think he'd care too much.
Sure.
I think everybody's over there watching that. And I don't know what.
Well, yeah, he's kind of fucking Bigfooting us, so he shouldn't have a problem with it. I just posted in the chat over there something I excoriate other people for doing in the live streams I'm in. Hey, the weather report just started, guys.
Oh yeah, he's got 21 people watching over there, and we got 11 watching. So I think some people are in. They have one boot in both camps right now. I guess I can figure that out. But yeah. Yeah, if I go live, I'm going to take his views away from him, and that's kind of nasty.
Well, Stephanie showed up.
But
Yay, Stephanie.
Dak has gone up 10 subscribers since I pitched him last night or yesterday. So
Jerry's on both.
Both. I'm on both.
Are you on both? Are you listening to Darth? Is Darth talking? Or is he gone yet? Has he rage quit yet?
What's so unpleasant to listen to Dark? I thought, unless I have like a barrel full of Toms or something, I'm not going to listen to him.
So, why don't we review one of those videos we've been talking about reviewing from that one guy, Emery?
Oh, Emery. Sure.
Because he had a bunch of like shorter ones there.
Yeah. Let's take a look at Emery.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Oh, there he is. Emery Moynach.
Oh, and well, he's I'm sorry. I was just going to.
Oh, this is good. Huh?
No, I just was going to mention to the audience while you were looking for that. So last night and Midnight, I think, knows about this. He was in there. We were over on Discord, in a text chat and watching Praise's stream. And I went in there with this. Why I used this avatar today and the real God name, because I went into Praise's stream and I was in the stream and I was just down there at the bottom in the line of people and just keeping quiet. And then Danny outed me in the live chat. I got booted.
Yeah, well, Danny's Danny.
Oh my goodness. Let's see. I got to shut some things down. Shutting them down. I hope I got it.
Did you ever close all them fucking tabs, dude?
I had to close a couple thousand of them to get my Mac to start breathing again.
So why would somebody like take their golf shirt and button it up all the way? That looks so tight.
Oh, yeah. That does look tight.
Something retentive. I can't remember that.
Did you fall on the bottom of a well, Scott?
I think the top button buttoned on a polo shirt is like that's kind of like.
I think we got some real fucking echo.
Real
Okay, you
bad.
guys keep talking.
But what I was gonna say is that it's kind of like serial killer-esque.
Who's echoing?
Start muting people.
Sorry, I forgot to mute.
Fucking midnight.
Yeah.
Come on. Oh, it's always me.
Jesus, midnight. What the fuck? What I gotta do? Unmute side. Okay, so this is called Living as Persecuted People. This ought to be entertaining. Let's just hear.
Those poor Christians in the richest country in the world, where there's over 70 million of you who voted for Trump. Oh.
Yeah, this douchebag doesn't like me too much, so we have to make sure that this is a fair use situation. We can't play the whole thing. So.
Well, we can play the whole thing, but you just got to stop it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. Emery Moyna here for In His Image, and welcome back to Beyond the Basics, a creation podcast. Glad you could be with us today. I'm doing it intentionally, but it is kind of something that we.
Anyone else hear the echo coming from the video?
He has shitty audio, and he's in an echoey room. That's what that is.
Oh, hang on a minute.
Got his damn collar buttoned up all the way.
No, I fucked up this time. Can I hear you guys? Yeah.
Yeah, I can
hear
you.
Try this. See if this.
Emery, if you ever hear this, you need to loosen up that top button. You look way too intense.
Yeah, you'll be able to think a little better about genetics if you listen.
Man, I'm worried about you. You look like you're about to just explode any minute.
All right, what's the over under on whether he says in this video, "Did I do that?"
On the coming persecution.
I guess nobody knows what Family Matters is. Never mind.
Oh, exactly. I knew exactly what
do.
you were talking about. I just had to switch screens here real quick. But yeah, he might do that. It just depends on how far up he pulls his pants, and he's not wearing suspenders.
So
he knows Gavin, so he might not even have any pants on.
Danny's apologizing for outing you and fucking your plan up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not mad about it at all but it was just like, is that John Peterson? Like, I don't know.
Yep.
I was more taken aback by how well-mannered he is to all those Christians over there, and then thinking about some of the stuff he posts in this chat over here. So,
okay,
anyway.
Let's see what this man has to say about persecution.
Rather than later. But before we get into that, I want to directly address some people who have been very interested in my work over the last couple of days.
Ooh.
That would be Speed of Sound,
Who would that
his
be?
Weather Bureau, I guess you could call it.
The Weather Bureau.
He also goes on YouTube by Answers in Atheism, depends on his, I guess, day of the week. I don't know. He swapped it back and forth a couple of times, I think. But at any rate, he has discovered my channel through my appearances on Sal Cordova's channel.
Oh, yes, I did.
And he decided to feature me in a couple of his streams recently, which, thank you for the free publicity, Speed. I appreciate it.
No problem.
But this is the only interaction I will ever have with you.
Good.
I will never respond to anything you say on those streams unless there are some very extenuating circumstances involved.
So what the fuck is he doing right now?
Well, he did say ever respond to you again. So.
Again, okay, after this. Oh, after this one. This is the last time, man.
Is this where he's going to explain how you allowed someone on your channel to imply that Sal is a pastor?
Oh, yeah. He's probably going to come up with that because I told Sal to yell at him. I said, you need to yell at Emery and tell him to get his mind out of the gutter. So we'll see.
Nor will I respond to any of your videos or any further comments.
Blah, blah, blah.
And this is due to, or anybody in your accolades, because I do know who's in your accolades mostly.
In your accolade. Wait a minute.
What's an accolade? What's an accolade?
Foreskin.
What's an accolade?
In your accolades. Okay. First of all, he does not know what that word means. In your accolades. Okay. Accolades are like, when I talk you up or,
when I give you like merit, right?
Right. I give you merit. And I, talk about the things that you've done and how great they are and stuff like that. What he may have been going for is, or any of your acolytes. Okay.
Oh, I think he may have meant My hyenas.
Right. That's basically what the acolytes means. It's all your hyenas, all your boys, all your, like the disciples would have been Jesus's acolytes.
Yeah. I just like to respond to Emery's quest to not respond to me. You little douchebag, you're not smart enough for me to respond to, other than to point out your egregious errors, whatever. So I don't know.
But remember, guys, we are Speed's accolades.
You're right. Accolades.
Yeah.
It sounds like a fucking drink.
Isn't that a model of car?
What's that?
Is that a model of car? We'd be called a Toyota or something.
Yeah.
It's a Hyundai Accolade.
I think it's like a sweet summer drink, accolades.
So, and the reason for that is your behavior is frankly pretty poor. And I know you watch these videos, so you're going to hear this.
Oh, yes.
Your behavior, you've slandered people openly when behind their backs. You've treated particularly Sal.
To be fair, I would not have heard this if he hadn't said persecuted people.
Terribly. In the most recent stream I watched of you, you allowed one of your co-contributors to openly question whether Sal is fit to is safe around children.
No, he isn't because of his ideas.
That's despicable. Like that is absolutely despicable. I don't like, your line of arguing. I don't particularly care for you.
No, I don't think Sal should ever be let around a young child with a science book because Sal is fucking poison. And all of these guys are. I read something last night. Where the hell was it? It was about, it was in Changed Hand and Robert Stadler's book, that Stairway to Life, that Sal was always pitching. At the end of that book, they're talking about how we teach abiogenesis to children in school and how we have to start teaching that it could have been supernatural and all this bullshit. It's like, fuck these people. Stay away from my kids, man.
Yeah, I mean, and one, the thing is, too, is like you pointed out, I don't know if he goes on to actually say anything about being the P word, but he's basically saying that it's not safe for kids. He is definitely intimating that you allowed someone on here to come right out and say that you let around kids because he is the P word, and that was never the thing. He's the one who, like you pointed out, let his mind go there after hearing that phrase or whatever it was I said, that it could have been taken a bunch of different ways.
Yeah, he hasn't really said that right out yet, but I don't think he understands that I consider people indoctrinating children with anti-science garbage. I consider that to be criminal. I don't like it. I mean,
the thing is, like, I've always thought of it like, the ones that want to have it in school, I don't necessarily have a problem with that, because the way I envision it is they would go through a whole semester of science, and then in the last minute of the last class of the last day, the teacher would stand up and say, "Oh, and by the way, there's a minuscule possibility that some God made all this." No,
not even that in science. No, they can do that fucking shit in social studies. Okay,
I'm kidding, but what I'm saying is they want it taught, but there's nothing to teach. All there is to point out that there's some minuscule possibility. That, you know what I mean? There's not. How would you teach creationism?
In some high schools, they have a religious studies elective where they can talk about all that crap. And they have English class, and they have all these other classes where they can talk about the philosophy of creationism. And that is not illegal. They can talk about any of that stuff. But what they kind of have to do is they have to talk about Muslims and Buddhists and a bunch of other stuff at the same time. And they don't care for that. So that's why they only want to do it in science class. So you can only preach your goddamn Christianity.
You got to address this, Speed. I'm not even going to say anything about it. I'll let you handle it, because I want to know what you think of it.
I would let Sal teach my children science. Yeah, I know you would, Danny. Because, you would. And I would call child services on you in a fucking heartbeat.
What the go ahead, sorry.
Go ahead. You were talking first.
Well, no, I just wanted to say, Danny, I'm not surprised by that.
Yeah, well, Danny will say anything to try to niggle us and piss us off.
Right. He's got to be trolling right now. He can't be sincere about that.
Yeah,
But anyway.
My sister called it on him last night pretty well. I won't say it out loud or anything, but she listened to my little interchange with him. So we had a good talk.
I remember that. She said, never mind.
Oh, John.
It's fucking dude.
Oh, wrong video. Okay. I want to get the persecution.
But I would never suggest that you're not safe around children. Like that is the
you Christians have suggested that.
Of a despicable argument. You don't actually have an argument. You're just going to go for the man. It doesn't add harm to attack. That's all it is.
I'm sorry, Forrest.
And I want to clarify for everybody else. Speed didn't actually say that.
Like,
somebody else in his crew did.
Are you talking?
I said foreskin.
I didn't hear it very loud.
I wasn't being loud. I find that hard to believe.
Foreskin.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Okay. What's up?
I will torture myself later. But no, where's his video on Smokey Saint?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Where's his video on Will Kincaid? Where's his video on
them
John Maddox?
Calling everybody out. Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, so no, I did not attack Sal. Well, I do. I'm beginning to think less and less of Sal because it's obvious that he won't talk to me because I kicked his ass so badly on a couple of subjects. But anyway, other than that, I was attacking what Sal is teaching the children, what he intends to teach children. That's what I'm attacking.
Yeah,
we know it's pseudoscience.
This guy doesn't really state any kind of thesis or anything. It's like, okay, you don't like that you perceived him as calling Sal some sort of
unsafe person
to be around children, but you're asking Speed to present arguments that Sal shouldn't be around children. I don't know, but our argument was he shouldn't be teaching creationism to kids because that's pseudoscience and religion. It's evangelical fundamentalism, science fiction.
Yeah, I feel like. Go ahead.
I was going to say is like, so Walker, he says it depends on the topic. I'd let Sal guest lecture on biochem, but that's about it, he says.
Yeah, maybe a few things we could trust him.
Yeah.
Topo Isomerase, he knows a lot about that. I don't know.
So
yeah, we'd have to stand in the just off to the side with a taser in case he started with the 6,000-year-old bullshit,
Right.
Because that'd be a reason to tase him, I think. It's just me. I'm pretty clear about being a really, really powerful anti-theist.
Yeah. So Danny says he disagrees with Dr. Dan on evolution. That's weird.
Oh, he does. Does Danny disagrees with the professor of genetics or the professor of evolution?
No, because he clarified, after Walker put Danny said, I would also let Dr. Dan teach my children science. After he had said he'd let
where does he say he disagrees with Dr. Dan? He disagrees with
because he mentioned that he would let Sal teach science, and then after that he says I would also let Dr. Dan teach my children science, and then the one you have highlighted now is directly after that. I disagree with them both very strongly. So he's saying I disagree with both Sal and Dr. Dan about evolution and creation.
So is he both saying I will let him teach my children that the Earth is 6,000 years old and 4.5 billion years old, and that there's this process called evolution that takes place by natural select. Oh, of course, Danny doesn't believe in natural selection, so well. Sounds like it would very future children.
I just invited him to chat about that and straighten us out because I think I know what he's saying, but I don't know for sure. I just have to get Danny in to explain it. So.
Well, I mean, and then he's clarifying further there about.
Well, my kid exposed to someone that was teaching creationism so I could talk about it with them. Yeah, I guess you talk to the kid right after. That would be because I used to let my kids watch any kind of movie they wanted, except I hid Silence from the Lambs from them for like 3 months and then they found it. But we used to talk about it afterwards.
So Danny, when you do have kids, could you record that conversation and let us see it? Because I would love to hear that conversation if you're going to talk to them about creationism and evolution and why both of them are wrong.
I'd be willing to bet $5 that he's going to tell them, I disagree with Speed about evolution and Dr. Dan. Anyway, and then you'll link them to my website. That'd be great. Okay, let's listen to this persecution thing.
Speed is the person running the stream, and he could have dealt with it. He didn't. He just let it go.
Oh, just a bastard.
So that being said, there will be no further interaction with that crew. But that does not mean I won't interact with other people who are atheists or agnostics or whatever. For example, I've interacted with Dapper Dino. We've always had a good interaction. Same with Danny, who shows up regularly on Sal and John Maddox and whoever else's streams. Same with Rational Empiricist. I've had good conversations with a Rational Empiricist on phylogenetics. Be happy to do it again sometime. So people who are interested in a logical discussion of the science, not just being an evangelist for atheism, I'm more than happy to have conversations with those people. But that's not where the Speed crew is. So they can say whatever they want. I don't really care. It's free advertising, so thank you for that. And no further interactions. So moving on. There's been a lot that's happened this week, and we need to discuss it. And I was sent.
Finally.
I said it. This is my second time.
No, not first. I heard you.
So he said that he doesn't want atheist evangelists. Is that what he was saying?
Yep.
But he's a freaking evangelist for his A, creationism, B, his religion.
Yep.
Very hard to separate those two, by the way.
Yeah, but they're persecuted.
So that's kind of hypocritical. Why can't we evangelize for atheism? Not that I really am in favor of doing that.
Well, yeah, who does that?
So what?
No, I said, yeah, who does that? I don't know any atheisms that go out and proselytize atheism.
Yeah, these guys are very paranoid, almost to me to the toxic degree, and they just see things so weird. After watching them review that one paper, it's just like, what are you guys thinking? What's going on in that gray matter of yours?
Oh, by the way, Scott, are we going to get together after the stream and put on our white shirts and black ties and go door to door and try and bring people to atheism?
Yes.
I think I'm going to
do that.
I think I'm going to start doing that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm going to button my golf shirt all the way up to my bottoms out. And
oh shit! Well, it is the name of my channel. So, Answers in Atheism. I want to show you what the answers are. Living as persecuted people. Emery Moyna. Oh, there you go. Oh, and Danny's here. Okay. Let's see what he says about persecution.
And on Sunday night, I think, a headline, Fox News. Now, I don't obviously trust everything Fox says, just like I don't trust any other news source 100% of the time.
Good.
But this is what has been said. The Defense Department has instituted a pledge for all members of the Navy to take. And this pledge reads as follows. I pledge to advocate for and acknowledge all lived experiences and intersectional identities of every saber in the Navy. I pledge to engage in ongoing self-reflection, education, and knowledge sharing to better myself and my communities. I pledge to be an example in establishing healthy, inclusive, team-oriented environments. I pledge to constructively share all experiences and information gained from activities above to inform the development of Navy-wide reforms. Now, think about that for a second. There's the pinch of incense right there.
Okay, foreskin.
You can't sign off on that.
Okay, can somebody summarize what he was saying? I switched over and looked at chat. I'm sorry.
Before you do that, check his description to see if he provided a citation or a link to that. Otherwise, he's just
Christian Post. But okay, what did the Navy do?
Basically,
back it up like 90 seconds and listen to it again.
A pledge to support intersexuality.
Here we go.
What did he say, Scott, at the very end? He said, this means they're advocating something, or this means...
Yeah.
I didn't get that last thing.
Like, on the Fox News one.
Recent revelation that wait a minute. So you guys can't see it. Shit. You want to see it? Okay, I can read it. Recent revelation that a senior Navy task force agreed to take a ridiculous oath is a warning of how deep the woke think has penetrated American institutions. Okay, here's the pledge that they claim that the Navy is going to do. I pledge to advocate for and acknowledge all lived experiences and intersectional identities of every sailor in the Navy. I pledge to engage in ongoing self-reflection, education, and knowledge, sharing to better myself and my communities. I pledge to be an example in establishing healthy, inclusive, and team-oriented environments. God, them bastards. This is horrible.
Yeah.
I pledge to constructively share all experiences and information gained from activities above to inform the development of Navy-wide reforms.
Okay, for a second.
Oh my God, the scum.
Does that article provide a source for that?
No, it has a little thing called the Defense Department there. I'm not sure if that's. Let me go look. Oh no, that's what? That's a list of Pentagon articles from Fox News. I don't know what that is.
So,
okay.
Fox News, the most reliable source.
Newt Gingrich. Reread this pledge and think of young men and women who will see their leaders make it. First, how many new recruits will have any idea what this intersectionality they have pledged to advocate for and acknowledge actually is? As the wiki defines it, intersectionality is a concept often used in critical theories to describe the ways in which oppressive institutions, racism, sexism, homophobia, transphobia, what is ableism, xenophobia, classism, etc., are interconnected and cannot be examined separately from one another.
Ableism is like if you can walk, if you can see, if you can speak, if you have no what we used to call handicaps, now we're called otherwise abled, I think. Then that's where out of consideration for those who can't walk, we'll provide.
Like ableism is something like if I say, "Fuck you, midnight." Fuck you, midnight. You, I don't even remember what he is now. What's that shit you got?
It's albinism, and hold on. Albinism itself is not a disability. Being legally blind is.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think albinism should be if you walk down the street and there was a snowplow coming and you were in a snowstorm.
I mean, albinism. Okay, Scott, I'm sure that's probably your dog, but funny enough, albinism is considered a disease.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Why?
Anyway.
I don't know.
Yeah. Huh.
So I'm diseased.
Okay, guys.
But, you said that there was something in reference to the Defense Department in that article?
Yeah, they had a link that said Defense Department, and it went over to the Fox News, and it had a bunch of articles about the Pentagon. I don't know.
So you have a ravenously conservative Fox News that's saying something outrageous and not quoting its sources.
I want to give Emery credit here for linking all of his sources for this stuff. So he did a pretty good job.
That's true. I was surprised that there would be a link. So good job, Emery.
Did he link your video?
No. I wouldn't. I'm going to let him go on that one. Yeah, he did a really good job providing references. You see that so rarely in this group that I really appreciate that.
Are you hearing that, Otangelo?
Yeah, and the rest of you. Swill.
Isn't the defense...
Now it's not implemented yet. But...
What? Can we go?
I was just going to say a normal, stupid John Peterson thing. I was going to say, isn't the Defense Department that male strip club up by the airport?
Yeah. We are the slowest video reviewers of all channels.
I don't know. You should see some of the shit me and Knock do.
Yeah, we suck. Anyway. Okay.
But, we're living in wicked times. So Christians in the Navy, you can't sign off on that.
What?
Unless you're pro-gay and pro-transgenderism and pro-abortion and everything else. You can't sign off on this. Because you're pledging to to advocate and acknowledge
I'm
all
sorry,
lived experiences
Forrest,
and intersect.
I'm sorry.
That was very loud. That was very forceful, John.
Where in that statement did it say one fucking word about abortion?
I know, or anything, or any particular people. It just said all people and teamwork and learn from everybody. I don't know what they're up to here. I don't know. Let's listen.
Fictional identities. That means you have to not just acknowledge, you have to advocate for people who view themselves as men who think they're women. You have to advocate for people who view themselves as gay. You have to advocate for people who view themselves as pansexual, whatever that means. That's what you have to do. That is what this pledge is requiring of you. Now, the rest of the stuff, you could interpret it to mean other than things than what the Navy means by it and probably still sign it and probably be okay. Like ongoing education, self-reflection. Yeah, okay, that's fine, whatever. Inclusive, healthy, team-oriented environments. Yeah, obviously, if somebody's working with you, you don't want to make fun of them just because of their, particular preferred gender or whatever. But the problem is when they mean inclusive, they mean you have to use a man who thinks he's a woman's female pronouns.
Foreskin. As a American citizen who actually pays for this goddamn army and hopes that they will protect us, I don't want infantrymen in the foxholes shooting at each other because they don't like the way they look or their particular attitude. I want them shooting at the enemy. So I don't really see a problem with the military asking everybody to not shoot at each other, shoot at the enemy. I think that's what they're saying, right?
Well, and the thing is like when you talk about, so like for instance, gay men, there are all kinds of different gay men. I mean, there are, there's gay men in the fucking NFL, man. And I wouldn't fuck with any of them,
No.
so, I mean, have you ever seen two gay guys have a fight? I mean, they're going to be fucking vicious in the Army or the Navy.
Yeah.
And when I did stand up, I had this joke that, there's nobody, if I'm out there and I'm in an armed conflict, there's nobody better to be watching my backside than somebody that might be watching my backside. So
Erica's being a little facetious, I think.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, we got to watch out for that. And that border, man. Those parents coming over to be reunited with their children. I mean, goddamn, that is the biggest problem we got going in this country.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you can't do that because that's a lie. He's not a woman. He's living a lie. He is a man.
Jesus
he is living a lie. Therefore, you cannot, as a Christian, stand up and say, well,
Foreskin.
I'm going to just accommodate him with a lie.
Speed.
We made 30 seconds. What? Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to say, are you sure you want this on your channel?
This guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially because of what he's talking about currently.
Yeah, as long as we're not being the douchebags when we're reviewing a video where somebody else is being a douchebag, sure, that's fine. Yeah, I'm not. I hope I made that clear. I mean, I'm just trying to have us take basically raise the bar for ourselves a little bit, right?
Yeah, I'm just saying this guy seems like a fucking asshole. Then again, who knows? Maybe he's a nice guy deep down inside. I don't know. I don't know him.
Wait a minute.
I'm sure he's a human.
Yeah, well, yeah, maybe, barely. I don't see that, deep down inside. I mean, based on what I'm seeing coming out of his mouth on the outside.
A lot of hatred.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn him up to 1.5. Maybe I can tolerate him more.
I know you don't accommodate the lie. You tell the truth. Right? And I know this is not comfortable. I recognize this. But Caesar's demanding his pinch of incense. That's where we are. Caesar is demanding his pinch of incense. And down to the end, I pledge to constructively share all experiences and information gained from activities above to inform the development of Navy-wide reforms. Okay, fine, whatever. That's fine. But if they ask you to sign this as a Christian, you need to resign.
Oh, great.
I don't mean that lightly, but you need to resign.
Can you?
Because this is asking you to violate the fundamental tenets of Christianity. It is asking you to affirm things that are false. It is asking you effectively to commit sin. Because God says, thou shalt not lie. Or thou shalt not bear false witness is the exact quote.
So Foreskin.
He
Doesn't he kind of look like he could be Matt Powell's younger brother?
He probably is. I don't know. So basically what he's saying that if you have tolerance for other human beings, you're not a good Christian. I mean, You have to pick and choose who you have tolerance for.
Well, and then I want to know how I want to be told how it worked out for those Christians in the Navy when they tried to resign, quote quote.
Yeah, exactly. How does that work? Can you just resign? I think he meant to say AWOL.
Yeah, because like you sign up for a 4-year bid, you're a year into it. Yeah, hey, sorry, it's not working out for me. Yeah. I think I'm going to have to quit.
Yeah. I don't think that's going to work out for them at all.
Yeah, it looks like there is a Navy document that contains that pledge. I'll put it in the I'll put the link in the private chat.
Should we spot ahead on this?
My apologies to Emery, although he should have sourced it better. I shouldn't have had to do this much work.
Yeah, I want to get to the persecution part because him and Sal were talking about that.
Really? Well, if that's true, and if you are a Christian, you intend to live Navy.
Yeah, fuck you.
Point. Are you going to give it to him? You're going to make that decision. And what if you're just permitted to just let this go? And this has come about for a couple of reasons. One of which being 1 in 6. 1 in 6 Gen Z young people. This report came out recently. I've got an article that'll link to it in the video description. 1 in 6 Gen Z young people who are reached adult age, the age where they're considered adults. 1 in 6 consider themselves some form of LGBTQ. 1 in 6. You wonder why we have the Equality Act passing Congress yesterday? As at the time of this recording. Yeah. And by the way, it just passed the House. It needs to go through this.
Imagine in America, something called the Equality Act is passing. Oh my God!
Yeah,
what is coming? What is America coming to?
It only took 200 and how many 40 years to live up to the fucking tenets of the Constitution. We're still not there yet.
Yeah, it only took like 100 years after that whole Civil War thing for the laws to filter down into the fucking counties and cities, and I don't know what is
1 in 6 too. What's that? That's like 16.8%. Something like that, and
that's Can I just say something really quick? If he, he's complaining about the Equality Act or that thing that just passed or whatever. Yet let me try again. Yet I honestly think his tune was changed if he was one of the people affected by it, like. In the sense that, he would benefit. Like to me, it just seems like, oh no, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. This is, you get the point though. Just go ahead.
Yeah. Okay.
I shouldn't have ordered coffee before.
We should never drink coffee.
We'll talk about that in a minute. But 1 in 6, lesbian or transgender, gave up the pinch of incense to Caesar. Faithful people may disagree about what the Bible says about homosexuality, according to Max Lucado. Spoiler, Max, no, they can't. The Bible is clear. Homosexuality is sinful. Like all
blah, blah.
Yeah,
the image of God. You aren't destroying the image of God. Now you are.
Foreskin. So now, do you notice how he changed that? Okay. 1 in 6. He said what the actual statistic is that 1 in 6 identify as part of the LGBTQ community, okay, which encompasses a lot of different things. And then he went on to repeat it and say that 1 in 6 identify as transgender. He changed.
Yeah. Midstream. He has a problem with that. Okay.
Making yourself unfit for marriage until you break that addiction. You are making yourself potentially sterile if you're a man. So, you're doing harm to yourself, most definitely, but you aren't actually mutilating yourself, which is what you do when you're a transgender individual. You mutilate something up through the Senate, which is controlled by the left as well, where it will probably get enough votes to have a majority. The question is whether it will have enough votes to pass, because my understanding is, and I could be wrong on this, somebody with more political knowledge could inform me, it requires 60 votes to become law in the Senate. I don't know if it's got 60, but there are enough squishes on both sides to where it could get 65.
Enough what? Squishes?
That's what he said.
Could get 45. Concerning will. So this squish is going both directions, right? So, and what does that mean? Well, what it means is your church may not be able to speak against homosexuality without your pastor going to jail. You may not be as able as a small business that,
When
did that happen?
Exactly. I was just gonna say, when the fuck did a pastor go to jail for commenting on homosexuality being evil.
Is that what the equality bill says?
No.
I mean, there was, there was this one pastor who went, who spoke out against, gay people, but then was found out being in a gay relationship with like, what was it, like a black prostitute, but he went to jail because of cocaine, not because it was. What the fuck is wrong with you, dude?
Yeah. Okay. I don't want to spend too much time on this guy, but I wonder if we can get to the persecution part.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Provides for weddings and with this, although realistically, if what we saw at Trinity Western in Canada is any indication, most left-leaning theological schools will just surrender, and I mean most churches will as well. Let's just talk about this church that's in Nashville, Grace Point Church, and I actually saw this advertisement on Facebook, and I thought about commenting on it at the time, but Christian posted it for me. Here's what the thing said. As progressive Christians, we're open to the tensions and inconsistencies in the Bible. We know that it can't live up to impossible modern standards. We strive to more clearly articulate what Scripture is to the world. We'll try to make the church surrender to the world. When applied, the progressive Christian will give a hearty approval of the torture, while the pseudo-Christians among us will begin to jump ship.
Torture.
He's got a Greek last name. I cannot pronounce his name, but I actually retweeted part of the thread. Here's what he said. The Equality Act will be the torture rack with which the world will try to make the church surrender to the world. When applied, the progressive Christian will give a hearty approval of the torture, while the pseudo-Christians among us will begin to jump ship. Then he adds, just in case you don't understand, progressive Christians are unbelievers, which is what I just said. Continuing the quote, they are allied to the world. Their father is Satan, so they will give hearty approval of his work. The goats among us will leave to join them when the pain comes. And that's true.
There's the goats and the lambs again that he likes to talk about.
Yeah, so. And then he's throwing that no true Scotsman around there.
Yeah.
James Coates is feeling the wrath of the Canadian pagan government. How much longer till our pastors start feeling the wrath? What can you do on your family side? Well, get yourself into a position, if you can, where it's harder for you to lose your job. Like a man just recently made an Instagram video or a TikTok. I don't remember which one it was. It may have been Instagram. I don't recall. He was a college student, and he lost his college student for saying this sentence: "Men cannot be women, and women cannot be men." And I'll try and get the exact quote out of that. But basically, he said what everyone has said was a very prominent supporter of President Trump. His insurance canceled him. Now, in Chili's case, he can survive that.
Okay, I found the wording of that last phrase he gave to be kind of interesting. Women cannot be men and men cannot be women. Yeah, that's right. That's the point of transhumanism. I mean, okay, of transsexualism. Okay, if your perfect God keeps sending people down here that have something fucked up about their body or their mind, then people have a right to address that and fix it. I mean, he sends babies down here with cleft palates. He sends, babies down here with missing limbs, and he just so happens to send people down here who are born in the wrong body. Okay, and then they have a right to address that and be who they really are inside. And if you want to blame anybody, Emery, top button dude, blame your God. You believe that God makes everything, so he made those people transgender. He made those people born in the wrong body with the wrong mental chemistry for their body's physiology. I mean, that's just the way it is. I just don't get these guys, man.
They can hear their comeback on that. Oh, well, I'm just
in New York. Now, I'm not saying, by the way, that if you choose to stay there and try to fight to retain what's lost, okay, and that's the 80 Robles position. He's not moving out of, I don't know which northeastern state he's in because he wants to claim that ground for Christ. Good man.
Claim that ground for Christ. Oh my God. He used that. Claim that ground for Christ. Can you imagine planting a flag for Christ in like fucking Indiana or wherever the hell he was? Oh, I don't know. Let's see. What else?
So folks, if we're going to be persecuted, and we will be, get yourself in the best position possible for it.
Yeah, you're going to be fucking persecuted if you keep talking like this.
This guy's got a persecution complex.
You paused it. Never mind.
A Christian complex.
Yeah,
Midnight One was trying to say
through that Task Force 1 PDF that I put right under the main folder in your drive. It's called. Well, I can't see it now. Oh well, I'll get it to you. Basically, it's an organization, Task Force 1, to try to improve certain things in the Navy. And the pledge he recited is a pledge that members of that task force take. In other words, by being a part of this task force, I will strive and get other people to work towards, including and supporting people in the LGBTQ plus community.
Okay.
So I'm this thing that he's blossoming into this, military-wide persecution of Christians if you don't take this pledge. He's, it's just the members of the Task Force One, which is probably a large organization, but it's a bunch of officers and command level officers as well as lower level officers, just coming up with recommendations on how to improve life in the Navy.
Yeah. I really wish we had some timestamps from that praise stream last night where the Christians were showing good Christian values, talking to each other. John and, or not John, I'm sorry, John. I apologize. Maddox and Praise were calling each other fuckheads and
yeah, I watched some of that. Well, yeah. Hold on. Well, speed. I called foreskin before, and then everyone else talked.
I know.
Okay?
I know. We keep doing that to you.
So I'm sorry about that, Midnight. I'm an asshole.
Midnight, I've got your mic cranked all the way up, and you're still coming in weak. So I don't know.
Okay. Well, I don't know why, but I'm fine talking on Discord, but for some reason, StreamYard is a piece of shit. But you hear,
okay, Leo. Okay, Leo. Go ahead.
Okay, did you hear what he said? Right? Oh, Christians will be persecuted. So it's okay for you to be persecute others, but when you're persecuted, it's not all right. How about we not persecute people and just live in peace, you fucking dickhead?
And that's so ironic, Midnight, the way you put that, because here he is claiming that his group is being persecuted because they're being told don't persecute another group.
Well, I think the reason I wanted to come in here real quick is I think he's mistaking persecution with pushback.
Yeah.
If you are holding on to this old antiquated belief system, this old belief system, Christianity, and this book tells you to not do things because God says to not do things, and you live in a society that's secular and where everybody can have all sorts of different beliefs, and people start thinking, well, if two consenting adults have a same-sex relationship, is this really bad for society in any way, shape, or form? And most people go, no, it's not. But they'll go, well, yes, it is, because we believe that God says that this is completely wrong. And then the rest of society goes, well, give us your reasons other than your God says so. And that's the persecution. That's not persecution. That's just pushback.
Yeah.
That's all.
And that's, you're spot on. I was going to say, or I'd gotten as much about 5 minutes ago, what they're talking about. I mean, if they can't have their way, if they can't, how did he put it? Claim this ground for Christ, and basically, and they were talking about on many of these channels about the church, Christianity being in charge of our government. That's what they want. And they're going to get pushback on that. And that's not persecution.
Well, yeah, because whenever you're starting to basically say, oh, we want a theocracy over democracy, yeah, you're going to have some pushback. And if you think, oh, because we're not getting our way, we're being persecuted, now you're just being a whiny little bitch.
Yeah, and here's the other thing is that he's not going after atheists here. He's going after other Christians, phony Christians, goats, he calls them.
Oh, yeah. The ones
you Speed might not like, because you were just saying earlier about your anti-theism. But when you talk about the pushback on them wanting Christianity to control the government, they're going to get pushback from Christians too. Okay.
Yeah.
Not every Christian.
Phony Christians. Phony Christians who believe in separation of church and state. Because I think any intelligent person can see that is going to cut both ways. Okay. I mean, it's going to go both ways. If the government's in charge of the church and the government decides to sides with Praise instead of Maddox on the Trinity or whatever the fuck they were arguing about last night, the government is going to push back on mostly Christians. So, I mean, how is that going to work?
I mean, you put it, as far as what was going on last night, you put it the best way. I don't remember what you said live or backstage about how they were basically, arguing over who knows Santa Claus the best.
Yeah. Whether Santa Claus turns into a spirit when he goes down the chimney, or whether he's united with Mrs. Claus as the what would that be? The not the Trinity, but the Dinity? I don't know. Binity? The Binity. Yeah, the Binity of
The
Santa
duality.
Claus and Mrs. Claus. Yeah. Oh, but I don't know.
I was just going to comment on that, guys. Look, Sling Blade called. He wants it back.
Yeah.
If anyone
Anyway, I
gets
think
the reference.
I'm done with this douchebag. We can look at the transcript here. Progressive Christians, the pagans who call themselves Christians. See, he's fighting with other Christians, and this didn't they have this shit go on about 300 or 400 years ago in England, and they started cutting each other's heads off and making war against France, and I mean,
200 years ago, wasn't there like in Great Britain some kind of thing going on between Protestants and Catholics?
Yeah, and it's still today in Ireland, in recent times. But I mean, this shit is not going to work out well for them. People are going to die if they fight over religion and they manage to get some power. I know this is kind of very sober and somber video, but we need to realize the world hates us. What? Okay, look at this. The world hates us.
Oh, wait a minute. Leo just posted in the chat timestamps from that video, I believe.
Ooh, where?
Because I'm trying to find, somebody asked him. It was Creation Myths must have asked him. I'm just checking now to see what it was he asked him. He put timestamp of 2 hours and 16 minutes.
Yeah, I've got it pulled up already.
Which one?
The one that Leo just gave. This is the video is called Shepherd's Chapel Students Counter LVP and Jamie Part 2.
Well, so they must have been going at one another long before I ever went in there then, huh, Jay?
Well, so where that stems from is it stemmed from a conversation from that John or that Praise was having with Jamie, with CJ, then it devolved into a conversation between him and Maddox. And then that didn't go over well for Praise, and then it ended amicably. And then the following day, when Praise did part 1 of the Shepherd Chapel students, basically what happened is Praise, not even after 24 hours after ending the conversation amicably with Maddox, turned around and said, "Nuh-uh, you're wrong."
As Praise does.
And then it just that first one only went, I think, not even 2 hours, but then the second one went obviously a lot longer, and that's when Maddox got in there, and that's when they were calling each other fuckheads and all this other shit.
Why am I not finding this timestamp from Leo?
Well, he said 2:16 and some change, and I got to find.
Yeah, I've got the link. I've got the link right here. I'll just put it right in the live chat.
Well, I've got it up already, so let's just find.
Oh, never mind then.
Yeah, 2:16. The fuck is it?
Okay, let's roll it.
Yeah, it was just plain old. It was just 2 hours and 16 minutes. No seconds.
No seconds.
Yeah, I mean, and then so I came, and then like I was saying, after I was in there and before I was in there, they were going at each other hard too, but we never really found any.
Yeah, okay, so
hashtag Leo.
If you like, I did a video on this because I went back. What I did is I went to the video from before. Not the first part of this one, but the one from the night before. And what they got into a conversation about was basically Praise was talking about how he believes in that we have a pre-existent state before we exist in a corporeal state. So you exist as some kind of, and we're basically angels. We live in heaven, and depending on what happened in heaven, we come down and we become a corporeal sense.
Yeah.
My whole trick with that is Praise is a motherfucking subjective idealist. How the fuck do you square that?
Well, and weren't they arguing too, Jay, about? I remember Maddox asking him, "Did Jesus exist before he was in human form?"
Yeah, what they were referring to there is the serpent seed doctrine that basically Praise had it in his head, and he says he doesn't really hold it that much. That basically there are these fake Jews, quote unquote, and they are sons of Satan. Basically, it's a serpent seed doctrine where basically Lucifer had sex with Eve, gave birth to Cain, and the descendants of Cain are all of that line, I guess.
Right.
But nobody in the conversation, it was a very pertinent question that Maddox should have asked Praise was, do you believe that everybody was killed off after the flood, during the flood, other than Noah and his family? And that never got brought up in their conversation. Yeah. Because I don't know if Praise actually thinks that everybody died off in the flood. Because Praise holds to a localized flood, not a worldwide flood.
Wait. So Adam got cucked by Satan?
Yes.
Yeah, and
he holds to localized, Jay.
Oh,
what's that?
Danny's in his car again.
What about it?
I don't know what he said, but anyway, John
localized.
Maddox.
His view of the flood is that it was localized, not global.
I just said that.
Localized, not local. Oh. Danny says, whatever. I don't know what the hell he's.
I thought you said if. I thought you said if he has a particular view, but I didn't hear. I thought I heard if.
Well, I think that was in reference to his subjective idealism. But yeah, he holds to local flood.
I think, Danny, the word if just rolls around in your head all the time.
It does. Anyway, so Maddox earlier in this stream said, yeah, Adam and Eve were banging. You know, what the hell kind of does he say that stuff in church?
Yeah.
Does the ministers refer to it as Adam and Eve were banging? I don't know. Something wrong with that guy. Anyway, let's listen to this. Let's see what happens.
Just not going to work. You can listen fairly.
Now, Praise, are you back to Cain is the son of Lucifer?
Yes, that's my tenet.
So you're back to that again. So you've done a complete flip flop on that. Is anything that we wasted our time on last night on figuring out the lineage and the significance of Seth to Jesus? Have you flip flopped on that too?
What do you mean by flip flop? What do you mean?
I don't think this is.
What's your position on that? We wasted 2 hours going through all that stuff.
I don't think this is it.
What do you mean?
Yeah, this is part of it. But anyway, yeah, you guys don't have enough context here. You have to watch the video from the day before.
Oh,
you have to go to that one.
Actually, Jay, can you help us out here? We were just wanted to find some spots in this video where they were like
screaming at each
other and calling each other douchebags.
Okay. Then I guess just keep listening. If you're just waiting for them to start screaming at each other, I don't know, because I haven't listened to this. I haven't listened to this one yet. I went to the original source. I'm sorry.
What are you talking about? You were there last night when it was going on.
I was back and forth, but I wasn't in there to listen to all of it.
I was going to say, because, we were talking on Discord, and you're like, hey, go in there and tell Cheryl.
Damn it, Loki. Fucking cat.
Yeah, I already knew it was too late because they'd been talking about this a while, and I still didn't know what the context was, what they were talking about. So that's why I went to Praise's video from the night before so I could figure out where the original disagreement happened between John Maddox and Praise. And that's what I covered last night when I went live, was that conversation. And this is all branched off from that conversation because Praise was basically like, yeah, this is great. Okay, we see eye to eye, or give me some things to think about. Thanks for the conversation. And then the next day he just goes right back at it. Not even 24 hours later.
Yeah.
So wait, is there trouble in paradise between the two?
The thing about Praise though is that he reads all this Hebrew stuff and he thinks and he reverses himself every 25 minutes. I don't know. I would give Praise a little slack, as far as his biblical exegesis, because he gets himself like he sits around and he thinks, and then he comes up with these things. Well, no, okay, in air quotes.
I don't think pondering even works for him, or ruminate even works.
We can take it.
This is a guy that literally thought I was running. He thought I was running a stream because I asked another YouTuber about if they were going to break their 10-hour hangout record. And next thing I know, Praise is on his live stream telling him, hey, yeah, by the way, everybody, if you still want to go to a live stream, Jay Passick's going to be open up a live stream. Like, when did I say anything about opening up a live stream?
God damn his comprehensions.
And if you go to that video, if the one from the other day, he got his ass owned by CJ and then turned around and got his ass owned by Maddox.
Yeah.
So that was not a good night for him.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Ass owned by Maddox. All I heard is Maddox snorting and condescending. I don't know. I never hear the ass owning part.
I'm saying the word delineate like every 5
delineate and premise.
Yeah, delineate. Yeah, he uses delineate an awful lot.
A lot.
But, speaking of CJ, Skylar Fiction's going to be debating CJ at 7:45 Eastern time tonight on Modern Day Debate, and they're debating whether the genocide of the Canaanites was moral or not.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know.
The best thing about that was listening to Praise say, "Yeah, dude, yes, Skyler, you better bring your A game, better get down and study with Josh." I'm like, Praise, are you kidding me? Do you know how many times Skyler has had that conversation? A lot. It's not going to be fun. It's not going to be fun for CJ. He's going to get upset.
I mean,
Jerry Penna, you're absolutely right. That is what Praise thinks.
Can you guys hear that?
Says that he believes that everything, the universe is in God's mind. Everything that exists is in God's mind.
Yes, he's a subjective idealist. He's an immaterialist.
But he hasn't really thought it through, because when he talks about it, nothing he says makes any sense.
No, but not when you're talking about people becoming flesh and blood and you don't think that that's actually real.
Yeah. Yep. I think I might have caught it. I've only got like 19 minutes here.
What, were they going at one another?
Can you guys hear that okay?
I can't hear anything.
Oh, shit, it's not coming. So,
yeah,
how in the fuck do you share sound from an application? Share screen?
You're the computer guy.
Well, yeah.
Well, is that a video file?
Yeah, and there's nothing on StreamYard that allows you to share the sound.
Well, if you do share, you can do video file now.
Yeah, click on share, and then you get 3 options. You get I forget what it is. Screen.
Well, you get share screen and a video file. If you click on video file, it'll open up like a little directory, so you can go to that file and you can.
Oh, okay, even before you get to the big screen. All right.
Yep.
Okay, I'm getting your entire screen.
Wait, there's also wait a minute. If you click also, if that doesn't work, if you click on share screen and then click on share screen again, and then where it shows your the other window, and across the top it says your entire screen application window. So maybe you want that if you're trying to share from an app. It says application window or Chrome tab.
That's what I picked, and it doesn't have an audio option on it.
That's why I use this.
Might be a Mac thing.
There's a lot more control over the sound.
Yeah. Well, fuck that. That ain't going to work unless I run it through my microphone. That's about the only way it would work. But I think this is where they kind of get into it. So it was hilarious. It was, I don't know. Let's see if we can hear it this way.
I'm calling you out on your bullshit because you've been spewing your bullshit and messing with Praise's mind. And it's obvious what's going on. Absolutely it is. He had a a lot of this stuff, he had a completely different position last night. So either Praise is a wishy-washy fool, or you came in and convinced him to change his mind again.
Dude, you're getting, like, I'm not going to start insulting people.
So Praise, you still think that the sperm is not, what does it say? Have you like completely erased all that?
Yeah, fuck it all. Anyway.
Yeah, I remember that part. That was a good part where they keep raging at one another.
Yeah. We'll find some little short timestamps because I don't want to spend a lot of time on it. But anyway, these guys, man, and this is all over some weird fucking biblical doctrine, whether or not your people are angels or just all this crap. I mean, who cares?
Yeah, because in fundamentalism, it just becomes increasingly hard to distinguish between what's ultimate, what's something that you can't let go of or give any kind of ground on. it just seems like you're losing every time you give ground on anything and say, okay, well, we can all have these disagreements.
Yeah, the thing is that they have these horribly heated disagreements, and they want to be in charge. They want this to be our government. Okay, so these things would be fought over in Congress.
Well, right, and Congress does so well on disagreements.
And what would they do with the people that didn't go along, the goats? What would they do with them? Like, oh my God, these people, they actually want to go back to a totalitarian society. They want
the what do you call it? It's a theocracy. Now, imagine if it's a theocracy, and then you have like different beliefs would be lobbying Congress instead of businesses. Like you'd have NIFB members going into senators' offices and pushing for, we got to start executing gay people, and shit like that, like Matt Powell says.
Yeah, and we'll get this kind of shit. This is just great. We really need this stuff. Let me just show you an example. Oh, goddamn, get rid of that fucking pop-up.
May I make a comment?
You may make a comment.
It wouldn't just be theocracy. It would be white nationalist, white supremacist theocracy. There's not a diverse theocracy out there.
Here's what we need. We need more of this. And how many people did they butcher? How many would the Buddhists butchered Christians or something because they come up with this theocracy? Oh, but if the Christians were in charge, they wouldn't do that. Bullshit.
There's Christian like the IFB and think about what the Westboro Baptist Church does. I don't know what sect they are, but the New International Fundamentalist Baptists, like Tommy McMurtry, Matt Powell. Yeah. I can't remember that other guy's name. They've come right out in there. There's video out there of them preaching to their church that the government should be killing gay people.
Yep. Yeah, Potato. I downloaded that actually. I wasn't. I figured out how to make it work with my Mac, Top Dog, and I can pipe video this way and that way, and I gotta get rid of fucking OBS at some point here, but. Anyway,
is it just for Windows?
Huh?
Is it just say it's for Windows?
No, they have it. I think they have it for the Mac. So because I believe I downloaded one of those things. I'm not sure. That particular one that you linked to is download for Windows, but I don't know. Anyway, so what else is happening out there in the creation world? How about some science? What the fuck? Okay, there was they did a thing on cold slabs again, and I asked Orge to come and address that. Now, Standing for Truth did a thing on the cold slabs that they found. For one thing, they claim that if they were down there for millions of years, they would have melted. Well, I don't know if it would, for in millions of years. And there's all this other stuff. These slabs are cold around the edges or something. And they found out that they hit this like strange barrier at 666 kilometers, 600 kilometers. And it wasn't really 666. I made that up. But so there's all sorts of stuff. And they have this whole, they just released this whole map of all these cold slabs that are floating around from crust breaking off and stuff. But who said the crust broke off a million years ago? I don't quite understand. I don't know enough about plate tectonics. I was hoping Orge could come in. But Standing for Truth said that this creationist, I forget what his name is, Baumgarten, I think it is, made a prediction that we would find cold slabs.
Oh, do you see Peter's message to you?
No, where's it?
He's saying it's the last thing posted in live chat on stream.
Peter.
Yeah, gonna go for it.
Oh, he seems to be in some really bad weather right now. Side 10, really?
I wonder what happened to Side 10.
What happened to Side 10? Come tell us, Peter. come tell us.
Hey, when you say cold slabs, so you're not talking about ice?
No. We're talking about pieces of the crust that broke off, and they're down around the mantle, and they're 1,000 degrees colder than the rest of than everything else down there, and so they haven't completely equalized their temperature yet. And geologists have been talking about this for 20 years, and they have maps, and I don't think it's what Standing for Truth thinks it is. Their logic is that this slab broke off millions of years ago, and it should have been melted by now.
Hey, RJ Downard just posted in the live chat a link to a video of his on that cold slab matter.
Oh, okay, good.
Is this one of these situations where creationists have made up a name for something? Like it's called cold slab by creationists, but it's not really called cold slab in geology?
They call them, what do they call them? They have a name for it. Hang on a second, let's see if I can find it.
What was it? There's another thing.
I got rid of all the tabs. Oh, wait a minute. They call them anomalies or something. They call them anomalies. Well, okay, graveyard of cold slabs mapped in the Earth's mantle. So they release some big map of all these different slabs that they're keeping an eye on. And it doesn't seem to surprise geologists at all. I mean, it doesn't look like, it doesn't prove that the Earth's 6,000 years old. I don't know. But, yeah.
What did RJ say pretty much to?
Probably what I just said. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
I kind of think that there was that guy that one either U-Speed or somebody else here one day linked us to a playlist of this guy on YouTube that does he's got a playlist with a bunch of videos that are only like 6 or 8 minutes long, talking about different how creation.
Tony Reed. Yeah.
Yeah. How creationism made me a scientist or taught me
Tommy Real Science. How creationism taught me real science.
Yeah.
Tony Reed.
And he had a video, and I can't remember. I mentioned it the day after I watched it on here, where there was like this phrase, like that cold slab thing, some scientific phrase about
polystrate's one of them about what trees, polystrate trees or something.
Yeah,
right. Yeah. Right. I always thought that was an actual scientific term. And then I watched that video, and it nothing of the kind. It was something that creationists had made up. Yeah. It's a real phenomenon, but they made up that name for it.
Yeah, and then of course, genetic entropy is it's their thing. It's not real science thing. And then you have to double Google. You have to double Google.
Hey guys,
I'm going to link RJ's video in my description.
Hey guys.
Hello. Hey. What's going on with where the hell's your hat?
I took it off. God
damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
So can we have a moment of silence and pray for our dear friend Sergeant Bruggencate, who has sinned really badly?
Oh, what did he do?
So Spooky, I think, already linked to the message. I can read it to you. It is with great sadness that I must inform you that I have been guilty of moral failure and will no longer be involved in public ministry. I have spoken with the elders of my church, and they have determined that my sin disqualifies me from the ministry. This means that I will no longer be involved in teaching, preaching, or apologetics. I'm sorry for the shame my sin has brought upon the name of Christ and the hurt that I have caused. Please pray for me. I have submitted myself to the care of the elders of Faith Presbyterian Church, Tilsonburg. If you have any questions, please email my elders at faithharpelders@gmail.com. This post will remain on my private page until I delete my page this evening, but will remain on my public page, which my elders will run.
What
cuts off there.
Did he mow his grass on Sunday?
I don't know. So his private Facebook page are gone. His Twitter page is gone. He left a message on his website that he's no longer going to be active. He's pretty much gone.
Questions.
Yeah, and so moral failure.
Well, it sounds like he mowed somebody's grass, if you know what I mean.
Jesus Christ.
The first thing that I can think of is, well, he wasn't married. We know that. So, leaves everything open, I guess.
Yeah, I guess that's the worst case scenario.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that when you had to not contrition, but what is it you have to do? You have to when you're in a church, when you're trying to say you did something bad, you have to what? What's the word? You have to admit your sin, and there's a
repent.
Word. Repent. Repent. Yeah.
Repent.
It's so long since I was a Christian, but yeah. But when you repent, shouldn't he have in that public message, like, to borrow John Maddox's word, delineate what it was he did exactly?
Yeah, and this is why I think that it's pretty serious. So I have no clue. So I've pulled up the website and his public page. His public page is still online. So
yeah, they don't know what he did yet. So people are trying to. Friendly Atheist was trying to figure it out. They don't know. So.
No, so I've talked to Sai 10. He was on our channel, and we also did have some private conversation before and after the show. So I can at least say that in private he's a little bit different than the guy you see on social media. So
I hardly concur with that, Peter, because I've talked to him when it wasn't like a live stream or something, and I actually kind of like the guy.
Yes. Yes, I don't think he's a bad guy. He's one of the few that I think is totally convinced of the things that he says he believes. So there's that. But yeah, so I do kind of feel a little bit for him. I thought about reaching out, but I'm probably going to get nowhere because an atheist reaching out probably going to be blocked by the elders of the church. So there's pretty much no way to get in touch. But yeah, it seems serious. I have no clue what happened. To me, it just screams some kind of sex offense.
Walker's asking who's Sai 10.
Oh, isn't he a lucky guy?
Yeah, he is.
I don't really know him either. I think I've seen him debate Matt Dillahunty once.
Dude, that was the most beautiful thing ever. Do you remember the part where Matt Dillahunty gave his rebuttal, and then at the end of it, he said something like to the effect of, "And if there's any question whether I know my interlocutor's arguments, just so you know, I wrote this rebuttal ahead of time."
Yeah.
And it had covered every point that Sai had brought up.
Yeah, so
brain in the vet.
As I said, I had him on our channel, and several people, including Christians, told me that I won that debate, which wasn't really a debate; it was a conversation. But he had promised to get back for a second show, because that's what we always offer to theists. If you come on, then pretty much it's us deciding what we're going to talk about. So you get a second show where you can decide the topic, and you don't tell us before we go live, so we can't prepare for anything. He never got back for that second conversation because he said there wasn't anything left to talk about, which is kind of weird because he usually wants to win, and he'll take up any airtime he can get, especially when it's on an atheist channel. So I don't know. But yeah, we did talk in Dutch even, because he is of Dutch descent, for which I need to apologize, because it apparently all the religious nutcases from Holland swerve over to either Canada or the United States. So I don't know why that is.
Speed, did God take you?
God took me. I'm sorry. I'm working on it. I'm here.
Walk into the light, Speed.
I'm in the light. I'm in the light. I'm back.
I'm not wearing a hat. Speed got completely eviscerated.
I gotta get a hat.
There he is.
I have a couple
Itchik Hunt says that Cy probably had a threesome with Smokey.
Oh.
Yeah, I know.
God damn.
That was a little dark.
Jesus.
I mean, honestly, I wouldn't wish that on Cy. Just I wouldn't.
Wow.
I mean, Cy's bad, but
I wonder
he can't hold a candle to Smokey.
I wonder if Cy, when he has sex and his partner says, "I'm coming," does he go, "How do you know that? How do you know that? How do you know that?"
Okay, honey, you just killed a mood.
Okay, so on a higher note, James Downard Rocks 2 is going to address cold slabs. I would like to look into it a little more, but geology, a whole other subject. I don't know.
Yes.
So when Rocks 2, I asked, and he has not answered yet. I'm wondering when they're going to. I mean, it's only going to be like 500 pages with 300 pages of references.
Only 500 pages.
I don't know why it's taking them so long. I don't know.
Why? What's Erica talking about?
Erica, where's Erica?
Second comment up.
Oh, what
she
is
made a very
this?
comment earlier when she came into the chat, and it was hilarious. And apparently, not understanding irony or humor, they took a screenshot of it or something. Now he's posting about it.
Oh.
Well, and he's posting what on like Twitter or community posts on YouTube. Okay. Yeah, well, and the funny thing is, so if LPP saw that, he must have been here lurking because I booted his ass a few days ago.
Did you really? Did you?
I told you about it after I did it.
Okay, so Erica made a comment in this chat just now.
Yeah, you just had it highlighted.
No, it was quite a few minutes ago. It may be out of range.
Oh,
by
the
now.
one, from a while when she first got here. Yeah,
we have a very busy live chat today. They're very chatty.
Got 276 so far. So, let's see.
Yeah, it's probably beyond reach.
I'm not sure what Erica
29
said.
watching.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of scary. I'm kind of scared.
How many are watching?
29. Oh, so she has a link to something here, and I have to wait for it to pop up on the slow old YouTube. Let me see.
They say she says go look. Oh, here she put for Maddox's community thing. She says go look before he deletes it.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on a second. We want to first of all do a screenshot because I've learned that trick with these Christians. If you put up a comment on one of their videos, you want to screenshot it before they take it down.
Yeah, or before YouTube takes it down. I find that
proof.
too.
That happens too, I guess. Logical, plausible.
Yeah.
Plausible.
Isn't it funny that every time he gets schooled, he's going to lash out towards the atheist that schooled him?
So
what the fuck?
YouTube atheists are making threats now. Sounds like they Gestapo action.
Hey, why is there a map on the side? Like what? Oh, I guess go down.
So he just. What did he do? What is this map?
I don't know. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
Why is there a map? Whose house is that? Maybe that's John's house.
Wait, hold on. I think he just put that to blog. I don't know. That map is a little weird, but that's not really what you should be focusing on. You know, go down, scroll down.
Hold on.
Whatever.
He's got the whole chat screenshotted down below. You can see what Erica said.
Yeah.
Where? Further down? Oh, is this it?
Yeah.
You got rid of the screenshots or screen share.
That's
no, I'm looking at a screenshot right now. Guts a given. Oh my god.
Yeah, but you're not sharing it.
Oh shit! I'm sorry. I was going to reshare. I like sharing. I share all the time.
Open the picture. Open the picture in another tab and then enlarge it.
This one?
Yes. Right click, open in a new tab, and then enlarge it. So you'll have it full screen. That's awesome. Someone should frame that.
Sorry, I just can't. The mere fact that LPP thinks he's an alpha male is laughable enough, okay?
And
but Gibbs, sorry, go ahead.
He missed the sapphire, right?
Oh.
He missed it again. So, okay, the other day when Danny came on, and we were saying that Danny paid his girlfriend, that, he hired an actress, fucking Maddox thought we were serious, that we were really accusing him of hiring somebody to be his girlfriend. He totally missed the... So Maddox doesn't get humor. He's just like Smokey. Smokey did this a number of times. You make a joke, and that's what he did here, right?
I mean, there's a name for people like that, but I don't think that's it.
No, I mean it's kind of like Leo has been honest and told us. Yeah, I don't always get jokes because he's on the spectrum somewhere, and sometimes you have to explain. But Maddox doesn't understand jokes, and then he goes off the deep end with them. Like, oh, I think I know what this means. I'm going to go rage about it.
I mean, some people on the spectrum do that. You know what I mean? They don't get jokes or social cues.
Yeah.
So they go on the deep end.
Well, no, I mean, but Leo generally doesn't do that. Like he just like I'm not saying never goes off the deep end because he does, but like when it comes to jokes, he'll just say, "Yeah, I'm not sure I get that," or he'll take a joke as somebody asking like a serious question. Like you'll make a joke about some topic, and they'll be like, "Well, no, actually, the moon of Venus is."
Yeah. But I mean, you understand, we were joking with Danny about hiring his girlfriend, right?
Right, yeah.
And Maddox thought it was real. He thought we were actually accusing Danny of hiring his girlfriend. Oh my God. It's just like, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with these people.
Isn't it what I've kind of been saying sometimes, that people won't understand what we're talking about?
Yeah.
If we say things like that?
If they don't get that kind of nuance.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I interrupted.
If they don't get that kind of nuance, how in the hell are they ever going to understand genetics?
I mean, so if LPP heard Henny Youngman, "Take my wife, please," I mean, would he give a 10-minute fucking rip fest about, "Oh, this guy's trying to give his wife away"? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But Smokey did that a number.
Could it be?
You're the only one besides me that knows who Henny Youngman is, probably in this room.
Could it be that the news about Gavin that has come out has something to do with that? That they're kind of twitchy about paying for women?
Man, you've got all the tea. Why? What's with Gavin? What's with Gavin?
Gavin tried to buy back his wife for $250,000.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Well, she actually took the money, and then and she actually came back. But then Gavin continued, according to the article, Gavin continued to screw around. She left him again, and then he sued her and couldn't get the money back. So
which is awesome.
And Gavin booted me from the stream last night, and I couldn't respond to him. And then he put in the chat, "Yeah, John Peterson, your testosterone is too low to take part in the stream." And so he forgot that I had his email, so I sent him an email back, and I said, "Look, dude, I'm not the one who had to pay a woman $250,000 to spend time with me."
Yeah, so I do have an hypothesis.
I mean, ouch.
The fact that he spent that much money on his wife, maybe that's the cause why he can't pay for pants right now. I don't know. He might be strapped for cash. a little.
I thought that when people get divorced, that the woman takes everything and the shirt off your back, but she took everything plus his pants.
She took the pants off his ass.
So she wears the pants in the.
Who the hell was Andrew Kaufman?
Yeah, wow, she should have. Okay, I really hope Andrew Kaufman is being facetious here.
I hope so too. Do you think he was serious or just making jokes? Oh, do you think he was just making? Okay, John. So John thinks we're going to bust down his door and cut his junk off. Is that?
Yeah, no, I never said that.
Yeah, Philip J. Blackmore or whatever got it. Looks like there's a missing hat /S, which is sarcasm.
Oh, Randolph Richardson is in the chat, and he said he may have solved the mystery why Gavin wasn't wearing pants. It's worse. He just did a debate with a woman while not wearing pants, and he walked right in front of the camera before the debate, showing everyone that he wasn't wearing pants. His crotch was literally the only thing on screen.
What the fuck? Does he do it on purpose to get channels taken? What? I don't get it.
And what I don't get is Praise was going to host that debate. Praise didn't say a peep while Gavin was standing right in front of the camera without pants.
Well, I mean, didn't anybody get a clue when he walked in with a trench coat on?
What the
Oh my
fuck?
God. Okay.
Gavin, what? You know what? I don't know.
I wanted to make a video about Gavin wearing no pants, but he keeps doing it, so I'm getting more and more footage to make my video. I need to do that. I promised Randolph I would do it.
You got to cut the pipe eventually.
Look, I never saw those videos, and they never did it when I debated them, or not debated, but just had a discussion with them on Praise's channel a few weeks ago.
Real quick to Scott and to Speed and to Peter and basically to everybody. Is this kind of like, I don't know what you call it. Otangelo Grasso tells Randolph Richardson, "You'll do good to learn about the genetic code."
Oh, look, Otangelo unblocked me. That I really appreciate that, Otangelo.
Oh, cool.
So,
there it is. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yes, everybody would do good to learn about the genetic code.
And Randolph just said he's going to debate John Lennox. Randolph, why?
Hey, Otangelo, the only thing I have to say from your Bible, physician, heal thyself.
Basically, yes.
Oh, shit. Anyway. Okay. Wow.
I still can't get over John Matt. I'm gonna be laughing about this all day. Thank you, Maddox. I needed that laugh today. Oh, actually, no. You know what? Maybe I should be thanking Guts a Giver for that.
I mean, Erica can just, with a really sweet voice and really nice words, completely emasculate someone, and I love that.
Yeah.
I mean, she certainly has her charm. I'll give her that.
Hey, Demeter.
Yeah.
I'm working on it. We didn't meet this week. I was so swamped in everything that I was going to respond to you guys, but I thought, I'm just such a loser that I'm not even going to respond.
Well,
I'm not even going to admit to being the loser that I am, but maybe we can meet on Sunday.
Yeah, I provided a few papers which can give you kind of numbers, which we can use.
Okay, good.
So my command, actually, I want to mention something. Yesterday on a record, I was watching your record too, and Leo actually was talking about origin of life. Okay.
Going to kill that bird.
Some people don't want to stay alone. I mean, birds or dinosaurs.
Yep.
If they stay alone, they're pissed off, so they cannot. So it was very interesting because Leo, hi Leo, if you listen to me, sorry, apologize that I have to correct a few things that you tried to say about Origin of Life yesterday, and I was not able to respond because it was on a record. I was late anyway. So, but the idea was like this. So Leo was explaining that everything goes kind of gradients for the Origin of Life.
Yeah, that was my idea, I think, too.
Yeah. So from simple to complicated, and he even showed the color chart, the color.
That was me.
Yeah, so
that was me.
You, but yeah. So here is the thought, because if you don't remember anything from my papers and anything that I presented, at least one thing you should you should remember. Stop laughing at me. He's laughing.
Sorry to butt in. Speed, highlight Erica's last message, please.
Yeah. So at least one thing you should try to remember from my paper, especially the third paper. There is a very clear difference between chemistry and biology.
Okay.
And there is a distinct moment, where chemistry goes into biology. It's not like a smooth. There is a jump, a small jump. Now, from one point of view, it is a smooth because you always have something from simple to more complicated. But there is a distinct moment where information comes, and a distinct moment where you have information-dependent selection, which we call Darwinian evolution. So, therefore, the claim that everything goes smoothly from simple to complicated, but there is no difference where you have chemistry and where you have biology, it's not true. Meaning, you still have smooth, but there is a distinct difference, distinct moment where it switched from chemistry to biology.
Okay.
So
yeah, I think we were trying to make the point that it didn't start out with ribosomes and eukaryotic cells, and that it wasn't. So we were trying to make the point that it started out with very simple things like the small peptides and RNAs that you show in your papers. So I think but we stand corrected. So I was wrong.
So my point is, if, for example, Jacques Zostek is listening to Leo, he will be completely agree with him.
Yeah.
He will say, okay, there is no any difference between chemistry and biology, meaning there is a difference, but the difference is far away, and between there is no clear difference. So according to Jacques Zostek, you cannot put your finger and to say, here is the jump from chemistry to biology. According to Jacques Zostek and kind of mainstream scientists in the Origin of Life. However, I do not agree with that. You can put your finger and say, here is the difference and the jump between chemistry and biology. And this difference is exactly the moment where the information-dependent selection starts. Because that's why the paper is called point of no return.
Right.
Because you have a moment where the selection is information backup by information, and you can continue to upgrade the system. Before that moment, you cannot upgrade the system. You can just make it complicated, but the probability of this complicated complex or whatever it is will be the same every time, will not be different.
Yeah.
So in biology, it will not be the same every time. It will be just next time will be more complicated and more complicated. And that's why you can put a finger actually where the biology starts.
Yeah.
Hey, Demeter, you've talked to Otangelo before, right?
Yeah.
I know this guy.
Yeah, he just said in live chat that Leo and Demeter are both wrong. So there's that.
Of course, we are always wrong. However, there is such a things like experiments.
Whoa, 80%. There's hope. Oh. Anyway. Okay, so you have my phone number. You could have texted me and said, "Wait a minute, what are you guys talking about?"
Peter, you've made me jealous, Peter.
I think we were trying to make a different point anyway. But yeah, we probably should have. I agree.
So with Otangelo, I can have a kind of short debate between he and me, but my problem with Otangelo, because he is listening right now, my problem with Otangelo is that every time when I'm talking and present some arguments, you simply swipe this argument under the curtain, and next time you present the same your argument over and over again without even mention that there is another way. So
there's a look that Otangelo gets on his face, and that look means that nothing is being heard. It's like this glass that comes over his expression, and you can tell. And if you watch him talking to you, or anybody for that matter, that he doesn't agree with, this thing comes over his face. You could just see that little tiny smile, very, very tiny. He's not listening to a thing you're saying.
Otangelo Glasso.
Anyway,
so I think the only thing Otangelo needs to do is keep in mind that when we're having conversations with you, we're not attacking Otangelo the person. We're attacking the points that you bring to the table.
Yeah.
And I times I do get the idea that you think that it's a personal attack when it never is.
I think he knows here that, we definitely, play with him. We play back and forth, and he plays with us too. And I think he understands that we really care about him, because he is a pretty decent guy, and he sticks around more than anyone else. So
I have to give him one thing. I started off my channel and I did attack the person when I started out. And then I figured out that that's not the way to do it. That's not how you get decent conversation. So I left that part. And unless someone is literally trying to be an asshole, and then I will reciprocate.
I mean, I said on the channel here the other day, as much as I rag on Otangelo, I got to give him props. He keeps coming back. He sticks to his argument, and then like anything I've ever heard, because he's like a lot of people that are in our community that have families. Sometimes you hear the family shit going on in the background, and I except for the science shit, I was saying I imagine him as a very good father, and his kids are in good hands, but just not with the science stuff.
Yeah, and I disagree with, or I don't disagree with you, Peter. What you're doing is good, but I decided, I don't know, over the course of this thing in the last few months, I've gotten a little harsher with some of these Christians, because it's way beyond just their ideas. It's a matter of their morality, and I disagree with it, and I will attack them personally if they're like that.
But this is why I brought up Cy Rugenkate. Cy can be an absolute dick when you're talking to him. He will go out of his way to figure out which buttons he needs to push to make you explode.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what he does, because then he can say, oh, look, the atheist is getting mad. He can't win. That's his way. But I've also learned, and this I learned from someone who used to be a Christian, a fundamentalist Christian, and became an atheist, that it is their entire identity. So it is at times it is hard, because if you're attacking their beliefs, you're attacking part of their identity. And for us, that might seem kind of weird. People who have come out of religion usually can relate to that. And so that's where I'm still trying to refine my way of talking to people, because I don't need to personally attack people unless they, as I said, they're just going out of their way trying to be an absolute dick.
Yeah. And so unless they are seeking to attack you.
Yes. And some of them, so John Maddox is someone that I don't even care talking to, because I don't think he deserves any time.
Yeah, that's kind of what I mean.
Yeah, he's just the only thing he wants to do is be condescending as hell, and he's not even interested in talking to someone. Right. He's interested in coming off as the all-knowing, always right John Maddox that he is, and that's why those are people that I dislike, and there's no way in talking to them.
So Immutable have a question.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if I understand it. Do you? It's on the screen.
With his model, whose model?
I think your model, that nature's the formation of a genetic polymer. Like, I don't know what he means.
RNA or DNA. So Immutable, if I understand correctly, in what conditions RNA or DNA are more stable? Or, for example, peptides or proteins are more stable and then can be actually do something. This is your question? So most likely, yes. I mean, so from straightforward biochemistry and molecular biology, we know very well the conditions where the RNA is more stable and where in what conditions DNA and peptides, proteins are more stable. So, for example, RNA, so the genetic polymers, meaning RNA and DNA. So RNA is very happy in acidic conditions. So the acidic conditions are very good for RNA, and it's more stable. So usually we are talking about something between pH 5 and pH 6.5. And this, I mean, you can go down even to pH 2 and RNA still will be stable. So I'm sorry. So in more acidic conditions, RNA definitely it's more stable. DNA it's more stable. It's more stable in alkali conditions, and could be relatively well even with the pH 8, 9 or something like that. In addition to that, magnesium ions, for example, or manganese ions, or even iron ions can stabilize RNA as well, very well. All of that is true. For the peptides, it's slightly different. Peptides are very easy to degrade, especially in acidic conditions. When you have acidic conditions, the peptides, I mean, the peptide bond is easy to break in acidic conditions. And that's why we have in our digestive system is acidic first. In the stomach is acidic because it helps the digestion of the proteins. Now, there is a middle pH moment where both are okay, like RNA and peptides or DNA okay. So you can pretty much assume that they can exist and stabilize each other in a, for example, from pH 6 to pH 8 in this particular interval of pH. Are the prebiotic reaction needed to make RNA compatible with dimers? Demeter's model. Well, my model and whatever I presented as a model requires starting point as a RNA and short RNA. So therefore, you have to start from there. But that's not a question in terms of, it's already shown that it's quite plausible in prebiotic conditions to have RNA. So the prebiotic reactions. From another point of view, the model that I'm presenting, usually it's more likely, it is more likely compatible with the surface type of cycles, like temperature cycles or also wet and dry cycles, but have to be in a surface like a hot springs, for example, or close to the organics. For example, from the volcanic, you can have organic accumulations in a hot springs, and you can have very good conditions where you have hot and cool cycles and also wet and dry cycles you can create. I mean, they naturally could exist very well in those conditions. In addition to that, it is already shown that the UV is important for some reactions which goes toward the nucleotides. Even that we usually used to consider that the UV is kind of dangerous for nucleic acids, it's still some of the nucleotides required UV. And when we're talking with UV, we're talking for specific wavelengths, which is benefit one way or another. It's not just the UV by itself. So, and that's in addition, additional, not requirement, but it's kind of most likely conditions that will shift toward the nucleotide formation. So, this is underwater, deep underwater vents, which is the smoky vents, dark or blue vents. Underwater conditions, it's you can have a pretty good organic accumulations on those conditions, but it's very difficult to prove that in these conditions you can have a polymerization process. Although it's not impossible to have polymerization in some micro chambers with the high pressure or something like that, you may have some polymerization, but it's kind of, I'm not very happy with this model.
I see we have Descartes in the room. I've been wanting to talk to that son of a bitch for 600 years.
Can you repeat this? What he said?
Okay, I'll put that back up.
Essentially, you're saying that the model is compatible where small strings of RNA exist. Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Okay.
So,
anyway, guys, we're up at 4 o'clock, and I'd like to end it at 4. So, what do you think? Can we end?
I'm okay.
Everybody's quiet.
Yeah, but not without mentioning. Apparently, Dr. Dan is having a talk tonight with Sal Cordova.
Yes.
I'm putting the link here in private chat so you can put it in your description.
Yes, so let me put it in the description. I've got it right up here, and that is he's having that on Creation Myths. Good. You're having it on a good channel.
And I've been wanting to ask Demeter all this time, what is the name of your bird?
Yeah.
Oh, this is the most probable. So the name is Tutsi. So it's like a Chinese style of name.
Tutsi. Okay.
Yeah.
Tutsi. Okay.
My problem is that he's enormously social. It is very difficult to figure it out, but in fact, he's so used to with people that he even cannot live. I mean, he cannot survive without being next to people. So, sometimes he even screaming out when I'm going out from the room, and he start to scream, "Where you are?" it's ridiculously social. It's more social than people.
Well, you're his flock, so I guess he wants to be with his flock.
I'm curious. So what kind of bird is it?
This is an African. How it's called? The Western African part, Senegal. It's a Senegal bird.
Oh, okay.
So,
but I'm asking because people who have watched our shows may have noticed that we've got a bird in the background as well.
Yeah.
That is because I want to honor the guy who helped me get started on social media, and that's his bird. And he's after he got suspended on Twitter, he's now tweeting from the bird's account that they share their account. So if people want to follow that guy, he is at Shambo on Twitter. If you do not follow him, he used to be religious, and he's one of the nicest people you meet, and I learned a lot from him.
Yeah.
So we got to talk between Stephanie Trenton and Randolph Richardson, maybe. Stephanie Trenton's never come on. I would like that to happen, except I'm kind of afraid, a little bit afraid. Stephanie is a resident Buddhist poet, something. I'm not sure what she is exactly. I don't know. Anyway, okay, guys, let's end this for the day. So, anybody have anything they want to plug other than Dr. Dan on Creation Myths tonight with Sal? And I posted the Maddox where he doesn't get the humor. I posted that in the description, and a few other things that we went over today. Anyone have anything?
I got something. So people may want to have a look on Aaron Ross' channel. He's going to do a video because obviously all of us know that Trump's going to be inaugurated as the president of the United States tomorrow. Yes, because obviously that's a thing. So Aaron's going to do a video about that will come out later.
Okay, I'll see if I can find it and put it in the description. So
I'm working on the artwork for that one. So
okay, cool.
Should be out later today. Maybe early tomorrow, but he's from what I got, he's shooting for today.
So I haven't watched
deal where like America's really a corporation since some particular time period, and the real inauguration is now on like tomorrow. Is that where that's coming from?
Yeah, the real inauguration is on March 4th, and I don't know all the details of it, and Arn's going to go over it. It should be a fun video.
I should be checking the news. Maybe I haven't watched the news today.
I don't think it's going to make the news. I really don't think.
Probably not going to make the news. Okay, one of those things.
Although it might make the news because I know a little bit about the graphics that Arn's going to use. So.
Yeah, he doesn't have it listed on his YouTube site yet for some reason.
So. No. He's currently making the video. Okay. As I said, I sent him some of the artwork and the rest, the intro and outro and stuff. I'm close to finishing that. So.
Okay, so we're gonna wrap it up.
If someone of you guys want to continue talking, I can open stream at my channel.
Sure.
So,
if anybody wants to do that. Otangelo, we have to go over that LOL paper, reading papers with Otangelo thing, because I have that paper queued up. Maybe we can do that tomorrow on the weather report.
Yeah, I made a video on this. You can see it at my channel as a response. So you
already have a response? We haven't even read the paper together yet. We're supposed to read it together.
Yeah, okay. So we can do that, and in the meantime, you can. It's 12 minutes. It's not a big thing. So it is a response to that video, to that paper. Sorry.
Yep. Yeah, it only takes about 12 minutes.
You send an email, and we can have a conversation. We can agree on the time.
Okay.
Otangelo, can you put a link to your channel in either the public or the private chat so I can?
I got it right here. Let's see. God Talk. You're on God Talk now, right?
So if someone of you guys want to continue the conversation, I can open a stream. I've not done it yet this week, so at least one a week. I think it's okay. I can open a stream right now.
I just put it in public, Peter. So, public chat.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Let me just 2 minutes. Let me give 2 minutes and I'll open a stream here. Live talk and.
Okay.
I'll give the link. So you can wait. You guys can wait when you finish and you put the StreamYard link. So you guys can come over.
Okay, I'm shooting the live stream in the head. You guys are welcome to talk in the back room. But goodbye, cruel world. That's it.
Stay curious.
Okay.
Bye-bye.